Hello everyone, it's that time of week again, Thursday night, which is time for round 5 of Belgium in tier mixed, with our new tier leader, Cop Kid Jack. So welcome to him. I don't know how long he's been in the server, if he's new or not. I'd never seen him around before, so hope he fits in his role very well. As we're just about to ready up now. Full lobby in tier mix today, so that's what we like to see. 20 out of 20 drivers attending. I think now tier mixed is filly and swing will be consistent with drivers. I know there's a few backfillers in today, but not as many as there was at the beginning of the season, which is top dollar. I've been really looking forward to Belgium actually. When I saw it in the stream at the end of last season, when I saw it get revealed, very nice track to run round. And it's a wet qualifying. I hope it's wet qualifying and at least a dry race, because I want to see some action. I don't want to see everyone spinning. Who's coming out first then? Everyone's on wets except from Watson and Hello. So, don't know if they're going to change in a minute. Oh, we got DG on Inters as well. And we have our first driver out. Who is it? That is the question. I don't know. It's an AlphaTauri. It is Smith. Smith is on the wets. The rain's really coming down. Very hard to see. That is definitely full wet weather. That. A couple of come out inters though, which is interesting. Just wonder if they're going to be faster than the ones on wets. I think the default tyre from the game is wet, but Watson here seems to have a lot of traction actually. Coming out that corner, he did a lot better than Smith coming through that corner. I don't know if that was just practicing warming up, but. Yeah, Smith had a much tighter line. I don't know whether the wets are just a little bit too... not quite fast enough, like there's not enough grip there, but we will see when the laps start to come in. Of course, they're all on out laps currently. For full qualifying, which is great. The action of qualifying is always very exciting. Yeah, see those wets, they just don't want to grip on the track very well there. I have a feeling Smith might be coming in here. I would if I was him, because have a look at Watson, see if he can come flat out around this corner. He does. Will he keep it flat out through here? Pretty much, yeah. Smith's gone for a lap here, so this is going to get very interesting indeed. Oh, Proc side. Has he kept it clean? Yes, he has. He's not hit the wall. That is lucky. Those yellows there. Who has crashed? I think it's just Alex there waiting for people to come past. Rouge lets off a little bit there, but that is, it is wet. We will let him off. Oh dear, and someone has spun maybe? Or is that? No, it's not. It's the AlphaTauri there, just letting some people pass, I think. Purple from DG Rocker as he comes into the second sector. Who will we first spectating? So Smith is invalidated, so we're going to go to, I think that's no, it's not Travis, it's AMG Chris, he's on an outlap. The next one is the Ferrari of, I think it might be 11th Faro who's on a lap, so we're going to go to him. Yeah, it is. And then we will then quickly go to DG, because I think he's on the next lap. I think Charlie has spun, yes he has. 11th Faro. Because of course Smith is invalidated and the McLaren in front I believe is AMG Chris, so we won't be getting a lap just yet from him. We will be getting one from 11th Faro though, so. Comes into the bus stop chicane. A little bit wide, has to cut it back in. Watch those track limits there as the last real exit curve of the lap, and he sets a 1:58.3. We now go to DG Rocker, who will be the next cross the line I believe, except from the Haas. No, not a Haas. DG's going to set a 1:58 I think as well here. Yeah, 1:59 from DG. Watson sets a 1:59.8. Who else we got? We got Mercedes, I think, of Sim. Yeah, Sim's going to cross the line. He's a 2 minute, pretty much dead there. Now we have, who we got? Lemons, is it? No, it is his teammate, I believe. He's on an outlap. So, who's that? Is it? There's another AlphaTauri. Where's the other AlphaTauri? He's in the pits. Lemons is about to set a lap. Very wide through the bus stop chicane there. Really lost a lot of speed. I think we will get one. No, we won't. To 1:58.7. 11th Faro stays fastest currently. If that's Charlie coming into the pits, yes it is. I think he wants to go on the inters maybe. Let's have a look at the times in terms of inters. So we've got one inter lap, which is Watson at 1:59, but the fastest lap currently is on the wets. So who is that? That is it Timo? Yeah, it is Timo. Timo goes fast as 1:56.5. So very good. Oh, and we have our first crash. Where? That is the question. Don't know. I think it is Alex. His teammate Levy Martins is about to come up into that part of the track. Don't know if his car's going to disappear by then, but unfortunately we have now lost Alex Brownie. He is out of the session. Lemons is retired as well. So Lemons is gone too. I'm going to go back to Levy Martins. He should maybe get to Lemons before his teammate goes fastest for the 1:56.5. A couple of little errors from certain drivers here today. Oh yes. Lemons has lost the front wing. I don't know if he's lost his wheel or not. I'm not too sure there. But who we got now? We have got Peroxide, I believe. Nope, teammate. Also note, I think it might have been Zaki Boy, yeah it was, so he's invalidated. We go now to try and find the Duke, who is on an outlap, so he's about to finish his outlap there. Peroxide and Cockpit Jack. Nice and slow through there on his outlap, just trying to find where the grip is. Oh, the Duke has spun, and he is also out. Oh dear, there's quite a few spins now. I think the rain is getting worse here. In Spa, a couple of spins. More yellows. Trying to get to it. I don't know if it's the Haas of Charlie here. It's still its front wing, so I do not know. And there's a McLaren off again. Here's AMG Chris. So currently, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Only 3 drivers can go out. Let's have a look at the time screen. So a couple more inters have set laps. Oh, I'm not sure. That was very, very close for Levy Martins there with the exit of Rouge. Yeah, very unlucky there, I think. He sets a 209, which bags him a place, of course. Hello was disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. Interesting. Yeah, I do not know. So Hello drops from 3rd to last in the grid. He's not going to be very happy about that, I'm sure. So that's another one disqualified. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 people out now, which means I think 1 or 2 people could possibly go out here. And of course, quite a few that haven't set times yet. So I'm going to try and tab to the AlphaTauri of, I believe, is it Watson? No, it's not. It is Smith who's about to cross the line, but he, of course, is setting an outlap. So we're going to go to the Aston, who is also invalidated. So there is Zaki Boy, who's on an outlap. Let's go to the Mercedes here. It's sort of currently sat in a sandwich of McLarens. This is the worst part of the track so far. I think this sector 2 is where most of the problems have been happening. I don't know whether it's the quick jostle of the steering wheel there causing people to go off, but DJ Rocker goes second fastest with a 157.4. He has only just crossed the line. No, he hasn't. He's been in the pits for a little while, so I clearly never saw that one. Peroxide's really not sure what tyre to choose. Going with the intermediates in the end. As we have a Ferrari who crosses the line. I think that was Watson. Now a Haas. I think it's Charlie who has invalidated. PXNEZ sat in a lap, but it might be AMG Chris, who's a 2 minute 48. Oh, he's coming into the pits. Never mind. I thought he was just losing it a bit there. Sim's about to set his outlap. He's been on one already. I don't know if he's invalidated 2 now. Hopefully he can go for a lap now, as there's a McLaren as well behind him. He's invalidated. Travis is on the inters. He is looking a bit squirrely coming out of that last corner. I don't know whether it's really hard to tell from where I'm obviously not driving how wet it really is. That's a nice line through turn 1 there from Travis there. Smith is on a lap and he's not invalidated, so this is on the wets. It's going to be a I think it might be a 159 here. 158.6. That puts him 5th fastest. Not a bad lap from him at all. We try and go down to Levy Martins, who is 4 temps up. He goes 4th fastest with a 158.0. Hopefully now hopefully he doesn't get the same problem as Hello had. He of course got disqualified for sort of the same sort of thing. Smith's teammate goes 7th with a 158.7. That is Watson. And now we see Sim just invalidating there. AKA Kev is going to cross. No, he's not. Well, he is going to cross the line, of course, but he has invalidated. And if he didn't invalidate, that would have put him in a fairly good position there. Timo goes fastest now with a 156. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Watson goes second fastest with a 156.7, beating DJ Rocker's time. 4 minutes to go of this session, as the Haas of Charlie comes across the line. A 159.5. which puts him 8th fastest. So he's jumped up 3 positions there. As now we see Sim, he's 4 tenths off his previous time, which would have put him just behind Charlie. He doesn't improve, of course, this lap. Who's behind? There's an AlphaTauri behind, I believe. Peroxide. Bijarocca retired. And now the McLaren of Travis crosses the line. 157.9, but he must have invalidated because he's not gone onto the timing screens there. I think that was 11th Faro just crossed the line as well. Doesn't improve. Who else we got? We got, I think, oh, we got another spinner. So we got Smith spins out there at Radion. Little lapse on my pronunciation, I expect, but we'll try and get there. So Smith is lost this lap now. We see Levi Martins comes into the pits, and we have got, who have we got crossing the line? I think it's, no, it's not. It's so hard to judge with colour. Zaki Boy crosses the line. That's just to start his out lap, and then behind we have Watson, who goes 8 tenths faster, which takes him from 8th to P4. So that's very, very nice from Watson. Who was that coming up behind? That went so fast I couldn't see. That is the Alfa Romeo of BXNEZ. F1ABEEZ Rouge, little let off, but in the rain that is not a bad shout at all, because it's very easy to hit that wall and spin yourself round and round and round and round. We have a Haas to cross the line. I believe it's Charlie. No, he's decided to pit. Hits the wall for good measure on the pit entry. Sim is getting slipstreamed by Peroxide here, which could put Peroxide in a great position. Slipstreaming him all the way down. Is he going to try and overtake in qualifying? Yes, he is. But that's not at all bad from Sim. This could be very quick. Peroxide goes 3rd fastest, and Sim goes 12th fastest. Might be a bit of problems there between the two of them. Peroxide does a great thing with the slipstream, but going for a move in the bus stop chicane there, I don't know whether that ruined Sim's lap or not, but they were both in qualifying, and Peroxide thought he was faster than Sim, so he went for the move. As we see 11th Faro go fastest with 155.6, the track obviously drying out a little bit now. Maybe Q2 might be on the softs if the rain doesn't keep continuing. But it's clearly drying out a little bit, as the fastest time was a 158, it's now 155, so. And now we see a Williams of... No, we don't see a Williams, what am I on about? Where is it? It must be Zaki Boy in the... oh, it is Zaki Boy in the Williams. He goes 2nd fastest, 155.699. That is on fresh inters. And then we have IFCPXNEZ, who goes 3rd fastest with a 156.4. And then who else have we got? He's in the pits. aka Kev goes 10th fastest there, sorry. Jumps 2 positions with a 158.4. Watson, I don't know whether Watson improved. He did improve a little bit. 2 100ths of a second up off his previous time. Okay, so Timo, who is Ucelbro on Twitch and also Discord, says it's rain/dry. So I'm guessing that means it's going to be wet, and then hopefully it'll dry out later on. But we have got a spin, I think. Who is that? Is it Levi Martins? No, he must have just been going a bit slow to get round. 11 seconds faster than his previous time. His previous time was a... I don't know what it says there. I don't know why it said 11 seconds faster, because his previous time was a 158 as well, so not sure on that one. As we see, Peroxide dropped down to 6th after that lap that we saw go past Sim into the bus stop chicane. AMG Chris is in the pits. Chavis is now chasing. Ooh! They hit the wall. He's managed to keep it out of the wall. Spins it right back around again on track. Very, very slippery on those inters. But that is the end of qualifying. And that's unfortunate for Travis. But of course, Cop Kid Jack, if he sets a lap here, he could actually go faster than Travis, which means I think he would be safe. Maybe. Maybe not. I think no, he's invalidated as well. So, Not sure, quite sure what happens here, whether Travis goes through or whether Top Kid Jack goes through. I don't know whether they're now racing for the time, even though they both. Well, Travis wins it, I guess, because he hasn't invalidated. So, yeah. Obviously, these drivers are safe because these are the ones at risk now: Sim, Charlie, Smith. But Travis hasn't invalidated yet, which means so long as he doesn't invalidate, which I think is why he's crawling around corners, you know, he gets to lap, which is more than Kid Jack could do because he's invalidated, of course. As long as Travis doesn't lose it anywhere or, you know, go out of track limits at all, he should be fine. Because he obviously had that split spin, which means he won't go anywhere near anyone else's time, but because he didn't invalidate, well, so far, he will get the time in before Cop Kid Jack. I think there's only one more corner that he could possibly lose track limits on, which is the last, which of course is the chicane, and then the exit of the chicane. So as long as he keeps it fairly clean through here, he should be okay. Which he does indeed. Very nice line through there. Even after his little spin, he goes 16th fastest. But Lemons, of course, crashed. So he will move up to 15th. He will drop down to 16th, and Travis will move up to 15th. So who are we waiting for now? I think that's it, right? There's a couple more drivers out on track, but yeah, I don't know why the game decides. There we go. We need one more, which is Cop Kid Jack. Who says he's still in the pits. Hello must be gutted because he didn't do anything wrong. He spun out and went to, I think, turn round and yeah, got disqualified for driving the wrong way. Right, so here we go. So fastest was 11th Faro in the Ferrari. Second was Zaki Boy within the Williams. Third fastest was PXNEZ. Then it was Timo in fourth. Fifth was Watson. Sixth was Peroxide. Seventh was DG Rocker, who retired early. Eighth was Watson. Ninth was Levy Martins. 10th was AKA Kev. 11th was AMG Chris. 12th was Smith. 13th was Charlie. 14th was Sim. And Chavis went out. Oh, it must be, sorry, it's the top 14 and 15 go out. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers we lose there. So from 20th to 15th. So Sim was the only one to go through. Maybe without that spin, Travis might have got into Q2, but unfortunately with that spin in turn 1, that costs him a chance in Q2. So we say goodbye to Lemons, Travis Cool, the Juicy, or the Duke, Cop Kid Jack, Alex Brownie, and Hello 6, who got a DSQ, which I thought was very harsh. He should probably, well, I don't know whether he will put it in. I doubt it, but I don't know whether he's a backfiller. I think he might be. So not a major issue for him, really. He's just going to have to work it from the back of the grid. Okay, so it's still wet in Q2. Two on wets, the rest are on inters. 1 on wets, 0 on wets. So they're all in inters now. We have our first car out, which I believe is AMG Chris. No, it's not. It is a Ferrari of, I believe, 11th Faro. Yes, it is. We'll ride on board with the Ferrari driver for the first out lap, so we can see what the track is like, whether it's similar to Q1 or if it's dried up a little bit. Stays in 7th. Very nice line there from the 11th fire through that chicane. All drivers are out now. As you see, 11th fire start his first lap. So I've got a book. Yes, I know. Surprising that I read a book. This is the Lecombs chicane. There we go. As we see, 11th fire, of course, go purple in sector 1. And this is the Rivage hairpin. Some useless facts for you here, I suppose. But then obviously downhill, and then this next left-hander is Pouon. As the slope eases off here into Fagnes. I'm trying to get my pronunciation as well as I can. This is Curva Paul Ferreira. So apparently rainstorms are quite common in Belgium, which is why it's always an interesting race at Spa. The first Grand Prix was in 1925. Oh, almost loses it there, 11th fire. Sets a 155.7, so not a bad lap at all. I think DG's next across the line. He was a lot cleaner in that last area, but goes fastest by nearly 1.5 seconds there. Hopefully now we go down to Watson, who's going to cross the line. The 1:56. As now we go to the AlphaTauri, who's invalidated. His teammate Watson is going to set a 1:54.6. That's P2 for him. As now Levy Martins crosses the line, who's invalidated. Go down to Sim. No, it's not Sim. It's aka Kev. Comes into the bus stop chicane. Taking it nice and steady. He's actually. Well, it would have been quite quick through there if he kept the time up. 1:58.7 from him. And then we have Timo set to 1:55.0. And then I think the Haas Charlie sets to 1:55. And then Proxer sets to 1:56. And then PXNEZ goes third fastest with 1:55.065. And McLaren now AMG Chris goes 7th fastest with a 1:56.191. And now Sim's going to cross the line. Where is he going to put this Mercedes? Into 9th with a 1:56.2. Oh, big crash from Watson there. Massive crash. Oh dear. So that is Watson out. As we now see Sim go 8th fastest. And another car's crashed there as well now. So if we quickly go to AMG Chris, we'll be able to see that is the Alfa Romeo of PXN-EZ, just coming out of the Le Combs chicane there. Has really binned it into the wall, so that is him out as well. As we now see Smith looking at making his first lap. And that is a 156.6 from Smith, so that puts him 8th fastest. We now go down to Levy Martins, who's going to set his first lap. It looks quite good to me. It's going to put him 6th fastest, smack bang in the middle of this this grid so far. And now that's AKA Kev, who is invalidated, so he's not going to improve. He's going to go for another lap though. We'll catch up with him in a little while. And now Timo is very get close behind by Peroxide again, using that slipstream very effectively. But he comes into the pits as well as Timo does as well. And now AMG Chris, what happened just there? Okay, that was a Haas coming into the pits. AMG Chris is 4 attempts off his previous time, which could put him in a very good position. Goes 4th fastest there with 155.3. Now we look down the order to Zaki Boy, who is currently on a 148. He gets to straighten up out of the last bit of chicane, goes 4th fastest with 155.1. We go now down to Sim, who's 9 seconds positive, so he will not improve. Let's go to this AlphaTauri of, I believe, Smith. Yep, he's invalidated, so we're now going to go back to Levy Martins, who's in 8th, who's currently 3 100ths up. He's 8 tenths up now. Not 8 seconds, that would be a rapid lap. It's currently on 2 lap old Inters. Obviously Inters don't really wear as much as the softer compounds do, so 8 tenths up, coming out inside of the 3rd sector. So if he can keep this up, this is a really good lap from him. Could put him right up into 4th if he gets a shift on. Not bad at all through the last chicane. Where's it going to put him? We have yellows in sector 2. It's going to put him 5th fastest. Not quite enough. He loses 2 tenths in that last sector, but of course gains 6 tenths across the whole lap. So not a bad lap for him at all. We have a Mercedes, aka Kev, 7 tenths off his previous time. We put him a flat 58. Goes 13th fastest, beats Watson's time, who of course crashed earlier on. 11th Fire has invalidated his outlap, but he will start a new one in a second. AMG Chris has lost a lot of time somewhere. He must have been letting someone go, or maybe he spun. I think he might have been the one that spun in sector 2 just a minute ago. Sim. Unfortunately, we just missed the Delta time there on screen, so we won't know. But it looks to me like, I think 10 seconds to get to the line from here. Get good lapping. Oh, he just tried turning in a little bit too early there. Comes across the line now. This might not be too bad for him. It might improve. Yes, he does. Improves by about 9 tenths there, which means he puts himself up into 8th. From 12th up into 8th. Currently safe to get into Q1. There is an Alf. No, there is a Aston Martin who's invalidated. So we now go to AK Kev, who's currently on a 1 minute lap. And there is a slow moving Haas. I think that's just Charlie letting the AlphaTauri pass there. Oh dear, and we have a Haas spun, I believe. Yes, it is. He's on the gravel. Go back to Levy Martins, who's now invalidated his lap. AK Kev, he might improve on his time, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to the top here with this lap. BG Rocker has retired, who is in provisional pole. And he does improve, he actually goes faster than Smith, around about 2 tenths. Peroxide's about to set. No, they are not. There's a Ferrari 11th Faro. He's 4 attempts off his previous time, which could put him in a possible P6, maybe P5. Depends if he's kept that pace up, which he has done very well. He's actually gained a second in that lap, puts himself in P3. Smith's invalidated his out lap. We have another lap here from Sim, but he's 2 seconds up, so he probably will come into the pits for some new inters maybe. There's a Haas as well, I believe that's Charlie on his out lap. Timo's in the pits on wets. Don't know if he's going to try a lap on the wets or not, but found a quick flash of yellow and set to 1 there, but I don't know why. AKA Kev is invalidated, and there is a very, very, very slow moving Zaki boy who lets Peroxide past. He's on an out lap, so Peroxide is on a hot lap, so we will go to Peroxide. So AKA Kev has invalidated, so we're not missing anything there. The curbs at Spa are a bit nicer. You can actually ride them a little bit more than normal. Obviously, we had Zandvoort in round 2, which you can literally not touch a curb there at all. In the last round, we had Japan, which again, you don't want to touch the curbs whatsoever. But at Zandvoort, you can ride them a lot more. Because of course they aren't like curbs that if you touch one wheel on, you can literally ride like half over and stay in track limits. Of course, also we have the first round of FL3X. I don't know if that's flex or if it is FL3X. 3 of our drivers will be competing in that. I believe it is Seb's. Let me just find it for you a minute. So, in that race we have Anime, Wardy and Seb's. I don't know if one of them can't race tonight. The reserves for that are, of course, Garage Monkey, who has now changed his name to Trizzy, and Rambo. But Rambo's in this race, so he will not be... I'll be racing in that one, I don't think. But yeah, I believe that gets underway very, very soon. We just saw Peroxide actually go purple in sector 1, so we're going to stay with them. I guess that's AKA Kev in front now. We see Sim retire because he won't have enough time to get around another lap. So he retired in pits. Bit of a lock up there from MG Chris. Back to Peroxide, who's now 2 attempts down. So lost a bit of time there in sector 2. Ooh! And AKA Kev has now spun and hit the wall and has lost the front wing because of it. But that is the end of Q2, so the only laps now are MG Chris, who is currently 2 attempts off his previous time, which would put him in a possible P6, P7 if he can keep this pace up into the last couple of corners. And we also have Charlie on a lap, but he is invalidated, and Levy Martin's also on a lap. He's 5 attempts up here, so he could possibly go P4 or 5 there. And MG Chris goes 5th with a 1:54. Has these two tangled? Oh! Charlie has crashed. Majorly crashed. So he is out. Levy Martins goes 3rd fastest. I don't know whether there was contact between the two of them or not. Didn't look like it, unless Charlie lost a braking point there perhaps. But The only drivers left on track is Smith, who's 23 seconds up, so he will not improve. Oh yes, I think he has lost his front wing, hasn't he? Yes, he has. This is the driver we saw clip the wall in turn the exit of turn 1 now. So that is the end of Q2. DG Rocker goes fastest with 154.222. P2 is Zaki Boy, P3 is Levy Martins, P4 is Watson, P5 is 11th Farrow, P6 is AMG Chris, P7 is Charlie, P8 is Timo Games, P9 is Peroxide, P10 is PXNEZ, P11 is Sim, P12 aka Kev. The two Mercedes out in Q2. 13th is Smith, and Watson in P14. Right, so Peroxide goes through by not a lot of time at all there. I don't know, is that time right? The best time there? Did he? Where's the Alpha? Oh yeah, the Alpha crashed, didn't it? Yes, that is correct. So Peroxide goes through because the Alpha crashed, but rubbing their hands together is the Alpine driver there. So we lose Sim, aka Kev, Smith, Watson, and the Alfa Romeo of PXNEZ. DG goes fastest with a 154.222. That is the end of Q2. Moving into Q3 now. Right, as we load into Q3. And it's wet once again in qualifying. So Q3 is also wet. There's a couple of drivers coming out in the intermediates, so we will go to them. 11th Farrow is the first out of the blocks once again. Nice and steady out of the pit lane. Right on board with the Ferrari, as that of course there is the first DRS zone, unless you can count the one on the pit straight as first, but I imagine that one will be classed as first. This is always a very interesting corner for me. I don't know what line to take, like as a driver. Do you cut really fine into that corner, or is it a bit like at Paul Ricard, that corner in the last sector where you sort of kiss the apex, run a little bit wide, and then cut back in again on the next corner? I can't remember what turn it is. I want to say like turn 14, but it's a complete guess. Some of you may know that Peroxide has retired from the session. Big crash there by the look of things. Levy Martins will probably have the best view of things here. Yes, in the exact same place as Lemons did. Interesting. My lap data has been removed once again. So DG and 11th Faro are the first two drivers to go out on laps. As you have a 10-minute qualifying session here. It may have been 12 actually, I think it is 10. No, it couldn't be 10, they wouldn't have got around in 40 seconds. It would be 12. 11th Faro really gunning it here. Really got some confidence in those tyres now that he's gone around quite a few times in Spa in the wet conditions. That's always a dangerous curb there. If you put too much of a wheel on there and get on the gas too early, you will spin straight into the wall. Very, very clean there from 11th Faro through the Lecombe chicane there. This here, that corner as well could get interesting in the race. A possible overtaking there if you dive down the inside. But of course, you got to watch out that they don't cut you off into the next corner and make sure there's enough room. Yeah, it looks a fairly strong lap from 11th Faro here actually. Not bad at all. Very aggressively moving from left to right. Really, really confident. Purple through sector 2. But of course, he is the first one out, so it's going to be purple for now. Gets the brake in near on perfect for the bus stop chicane. Look at that, very nice indeed. Gets on the gas. It is going to be the same as Q2 pace, I think. Yeah, a 154.3. As he's going to go down to DG, who goes second fastest, 154.6, so 3 tenths behind 11th Faro. As you now go down to Watson, who's on a lap as well. Looks quite quick. Looks very quick. Watson goes fastest with 154.0, 3 tenths faster than 11th Faro there. As we now see Timo cross the line, he goes fastest once again with 153.9. So he goes about a tenth faster than Watson. Levy Martins goes 4th fastest. If he maybe stayed to the right there on the pit straight, he might have got a quicker time. AMG Chris goes 3rd fastest with 154.2. Zaki Boy now comes into the last bit of straight. If he keeps it straight, what's he going to get? A 153.9. So 3 100ths of a second off Timo there. A very, very good lap between the two of them. Charlie now goes 6th fastest. I don't know if 11th Faro and DG are slowing up. No, 11th Faro is going for it again, but he hasn't validated. So we're going to go now to DG Rocker, who did set not a bad lap time at all, but he's been beaten by every single person on the grid except from Peroxide, of course. I think DG is backing out of this lap, I think. He has just gone purple in sector 2 though, so maybe not. Just taking it a bit steady around that corner maybe. This looks quite quick. Is 11th Faro going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. DG stays out. This looks very, very good from DG actually. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. 1.4 seconds faster as previous time, a 153.196. DG just seemed to flick a switch there and go, right, I'm going to put it on pole. And he did just that. Very good indeed. Watson comes into the pits. Timo, 14 seconds up, so he's slowed down. Levy Martins doesn't look like he's slowing down though. Gets past Timo. He's 2 tenths up though. Sorry, 2 tenths down. So unless he gets a very nice exit of this chicane, which he's not going to because he's going to go into the pits. Farmer Natal has joined. Not racing, so don't know why he's here. NG Chris also comes into the pits. The only car we can now go with is Zaki Boy, but he's nearly 6 seconds slower than normal, so he will probably come into the pits as well. Yep. I don't know whether that... I don't know whether Intermediates is the best tire to go with now, like. Because as you can see, like in front of the driver now, Charlie here, you can see a really, really dark, faint line where the racing line has actually been cleared of a bit of water. See there, he's actually on it now. But it's whether the dries are anywhere near grippy enough to go out. I do not know. Hard to tell from here. The rain is still pouring down, so probably not. Charlie comes onto the Hemel straight here. Sector 1 is 2 temps up. So 2 temps. Is it 2 temps up or 2 temps down? 2 temps down. He is 2 temps down, I think. There. That's a nice line through there, though. Oh, I think he's invalidated. Yes, he has. So unlucky. He would have been on for a flyer there, I think. We go to Watson, who's on his next outlap. Town has joined once again. We're actually going to quickly go to Leave Martin. No, we're not. We're going to go to Chris, MG Chris, if we can get there in time, which we cannot. I was trying to make a point there, but unfortunately we'll have to wait until the next set of cars go around that bit where the number 2 is on the track map. Some interesting line. I don't know how they do it. It must be very tight. But you see Zaki Boy come up through a rouge there, very quick indeed there. Go to Watson. He will be the next one to set a lap. He's got some Ferrari closing in as well. Yeah, see, that's an interesting line that I've seen a couple of drivers take actually. It gives them a more straighter exit. They run wide in that last left-hander of the track, which gives them a longer straight, which means they can get on the gas earlier. Instead of being pointed at a sort of diagonal angles to the racing line, so they run a bit wide, get straight with their racing line, so they can like gun it on the accelerator faster. Ooh, that's very clean from Watson there. Of course, on your actual lap, you want to be, you know, tight to the apex, but when you're setting a lap up, it's good to get that straight through the chicane there. Sorry, onto the pit straight, out of the chicane onto the pit straight. Here we go. Now we're on wall with Watson here. I know some of the professional esports drivers actually run one wheel on that concrete-y great green bit there, in between the grass and the other bit of grass, and then they quickly cut back onto. Oh, as we see Watson spin, very good control there from him though. Manages to keep it from out of the wall. That can be very dangerous, that corner, if you take it full throttle and don't get off the throttle in time and try and fight it. He's backing out of this lap though, which is very sensible. Letting AMG Chris get past there, which means our next driver to cross the line will be 11th Ferrari, but he's invalidated. So we move now down to Levy Martins, who has also invalidated. AMG Chris has not invalidated, which is good. We're going to ride on board with AMG Chris. Let's just ask the chat, which of course have got a couple of people racing. Is the race dry? Question mark. Right, as we now see Chris run very wide at the last corner, which means he doesn't get to improve on his time. He will stay 5th fastest. Got in from Watson, of course, because that could have put him in a good position for the race, but he of course lost that lap. As you now see Charlie, who's invalidated. There's a slow moving, Zaki Boy. who I don't think is going to improve. Excuse me, I got hiccups. He's just gone purple through there though. I don't know what happened in Sector 1, but he's gone purple in Sector 2. Might just be me talking absolute waffle as he destroys that Aramco polystyrene block with his front right, but he comes flying through the last corners, of course, which can be taken flat out into the bus stop chicane. Not a bad line at all. See here, he's now diagonal, which means he can't get on the gas until there. Whereas obviously when you're straight, you can get on the gas a lot earlier. Best time, he goes second fastest, so he jumps from third to second, leapfrogs Timo, but Timo was on a lap but has invalidated that. DG Rocker went out just for a bit of comfort, goes fastest, 1:52.899. Timo, who's invalidated unfortunately. 11th Faro's on a lap, and so is Levy Martins, which have both got laps that are current. 11th Faro is 5/100ths up, which won't get him any faster unless he can get some time in the last sector here. Maybe get a good exit of this last chicane, which could give him some temps. Yeah, very nice. Look at that. Is he going to go faster than his previous time? It's going to be tight. Yes, he goes 7/100th a second faster, but that's not enough to get past AMG Chris, who has finished his lap as well. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. DG Rocker starts on pole, followed by Zaki Boy. Third fastest is Timo. Fourth is Levy Martins. Fifth is Watson. Sixth is AMG Chris. Seventh is 11th Faro. Eighth is Charlie. Ninth is Peroxide, who of course crashed on the out lap, I believe. So that is the grid lineup for the race. Well, that's the top 9, of course. Of course, we don't get to see the rest of them until the race actually starts. So this will be interesting. Will the race be dry? We sure hope so. J.A. Jones says could be. I don't know if he's racing or not, but thanks for that. Very helpful in my time of need. Here we go. Is it going to be dry? It's wet. Oh dear. Maybe it'll be dry towards the end of the race and we can have an interesting strategy, maybe. We'll have to see. That could make turn 1 very interesting. We've got to go for a formation lap, of course. Waiting for players. I have a feeling I'm going to miss the start of the outlap here. Starting in 28 seconds. Here we go. I have now just worked out who J.A. Jones is, I think. Funny you are. Anyway, that is the start of the outlap. The formation lap. Looks to be very wet. Yeah, a couple are starting on wets. What are the tyre strats? So there's 2 on Inters here. Let's see how Watson and Hello are getting on. Watson is here. Is he sticking these corners well enough on those Inters? That is the question. Because they will be a hell of a lot faster than the wets are. But it's whether you can get enough temperature into those tyres to get the grip, basically. The Juicy was disqualified, and so was Hello. Quite easy to do that in an out lap, in a formation lap, to be honest. The game really doesn't like you doing certain things for some reason. Yeah, Watson seems to be alright on these Inters. Obviously he's not at full race pace, but yeah, the grip does seem to be there. He's not at full race pace, so we can't really tell. Turn 1 would be interesting, because if he hasn't got the grip, he will just plough into the Lacquer Smith and possibly AKA Kev as well, and just collect him on the way around, a bit like Bottas did. Yeah, he seems to be, I don't know whether he's just running the lines a bit there, I do not know. We'll find out. Oh yeah, a little bit swirly there. Hello is the only other intermediate runner who's gambling. They've got to gamble, haven't they? Because they are fairly far back on the grid, so they've got to gamble to a certain extent. I can imagine there'll be at least one safety car where they can change back to wets if it doesn't work out, but if it does, they'll be well in contention here, because those intermediates will be a lot faster than the wets if it's suitable. Oh, DG! I don't know what DG's doing there, but yeah. I think that's tactics, you know. See, DG gets a little bit of extra time to warm the tyres up. I don't know if that's how it works in the game, but in real life, when you're on pole, you're sat on the grid while everyone else is warming their tyres up at the back. So your tyres go a bit colder, but we now see DG ghosting for everyone to get to his position. Yeah. I don't know who to watch. We'll watch like Levy Martins in the cinematic camera. We'll get rid of the we don't want telemetry, we want positions gained. Ooh. And it's lights out and away we go. Into turn 1 and then they come. Oh, we have a Haas spinning across the track there. Oh, there's a lot of contact between drivers. No one's sideways though, which is always positive. Oh, we have one. The Haas. Where's that Haas going? Oh, no, it wasn't a Haas. It was the Juicy there. Almost hits the wall. 11th Farah's gained a place, and Energy Chris has lost 2. Very tight between certain drivers. Timo's going for a move of the Williams. Zaki boy around the outside into the comps. Keeps it. Travis has dropped 4 positions and is now in last. Everything's going on here in the wet. The spray must be absolutely dramatic there as a driver. Peroxide gets a oh, big crash, big shunt from Alex Brownie into the back of Juicy, who then hits Peroxide. I think Alex Brownie's okay though. Yeah, he may have lost a front wing, but oh no, he's still got his front wing, so he should be okay to carry on. Just got a bit of catching up to do. As you see, Peroxide run a bit wide into Juicy side by side, goes for the switch back. Ooh, almost catches the back of Peroxide, but it's quicker out of the chicane, and he spins Peroxide there. A lot of contact during the first lap. Don't think that was malicious from the Juicy whatsoever there. As we now see the front 3 very, very close together. The 2 Red Bulls have a sandwich of the Williams here in P2. Watson gets past AKA Kev at the bus stop chicane, but Charlie goes into the pits. AKA Kev may have forced Cop Kid Jack there a bit wider than he would have wanted. Timo's really slipstreaming the Williams here. Looks to me like that's going to be wet all race, folks. Look at that. I don't think that's going to get any better. As we come down the Hemel straight now, Timo's really using some ERS here to get past the Williams, I think. He's going to outbrake into the next turn. Zaki Boy stays ahead. It's tight racing, but it's fair. Zaki Boy stays on track. And the switch back here from Timo. Gets a much better exit than Zaki Boy. Is he going to dive down the inside here? Yes, he is. Zaki Boy gives that place to Timo, but will he fight it back into the next set corners? No, he won't. He's going to slot back behind Timo. Lemons has made up 5 places from the start. As Charlie and Peroxide lose 10 and 11 respectively. Closest on track battle at the minute is these guys. Massive train. Oh, onto the gravel there from the Alfa Romeo. It's very close to the back of Levy Martins on this next bit of straight here. Maybe a nice slipstream might help him here. Timo's actually gaining on DG Rocker. Is he going to try and get the lead into the bus stop chicane? DG runs a little bit wide. Is he going to go for a move? No, he is not. Oh, and the Alfa Romeo almost loses it. Cockpit Jack must have damage because he's coming into the pits. Timo again is all over the back of DG. Could be an interesting race between these two. I think DG may have lifted off during a rouge there. And this is a really critical part. There's no DRS in this race, but the ERS gets Timo past DG, who slots in behind Timo as they come through the chicane, which means Zaki Boy has caught up very well between to the 2 Red Bulls, and Watson as well has caught up to the back of Zaki. So Zaki Boy is in with a good chance here as these Red Bulls keep fighting. Is Zaki Boy going to go down the outside? No, he's not. He's going to cut back. Ooh, this could be interesting here. DG might have to start defending from the Williams, as Timo's now gained 1.1 seconds here to DG, but Zaki Boy runs a little bit wider than he would have wanted there. Probably got a warning for that, I'd imagine. I think he's burning ERS to try and keep up with DG here. That's the only trouble for Zaki Boy. We're going to put telemetry on just so we can see this. ERS, of course, is the battery there as it just goes green for a brief moment. Going green again now. He's trying to burn to keep up with DG, but I think DG's not burnt a lot at all, really. 70% here for Zaki Boy. Zaki Boy's going to make a move, I think, here. Ooh, having to brake a little bit there. Ooh, runs really wide. And he's lost it. No, he hasn't. He's managed to keep that, which is impressive. Oh, and now Watson dives down the inside of Zaki Boy here. He has got penalties, so I don't know how he's got those. Whether that was, yeah, I think it's a 3 second. Yeah, it's a 3 second there. Levy Martins is side by side with Zaki Boy. Zaki Boy's all in the mud here. But he keeps the position for now. A couple more pitting. I don't know what they're pitting for. It will be interesting to know whether they're pitting for another set of hards. Sorry, set of hards. It's a set of inters, so they kind of go on to inters here. Levy Martins has spun. Just coming up the top of Rouge there. So that drops him right down into 11th there. Watson has gained on DG a little bit here. Timo's really cruising out front, about 2.3 seconds away from DG Rocker. I don't know whether, excuse me, I don't know whether DG's got a little bit of damage perhaps, and that's why he's not as fast as Timo. Yeah, because it's not like the pace of DG we were used to in qualifying here. Best time lap data enabled. Can't find it. Where can I find it too? Fastest lap. DG goes a 2.7. So he's within the fastest lap range, but Timo sets the fastest currently at 1:59.7. As I said, DG is now 3 seconds behind nearly now Timo. You see some moves in the backfield. Travis and Lemons, I think, may have come together there. Oh, what happened there? Nothing. 11th Faro's gained some positions and is now up into 4th due to Watson pitting. Got plenty of ERS as well. Zachy Boy gets past Timo, who pits onto a set of intermediates. So clearly the track is slowly starting to... Oh, sorry. Obviously, in real life, that would have been quite exciting. But of course, they just ghost past each other. DG's up into 1st again now with Timo pitting. Does that mean the intermediates are now the faster tyre? We'll see very, very soon. As yeah, quite a few have pitted onto inters, so clearly Jeff has stated that the inters are faster. And hello, it is 11th Faro diving up the inside into the Lecomte chicane. He stays ahead. Both on wets, so we don't see any dramatic face here. But Zachy Boy gets a better line. Oh, he has to back out of that one as 11th Faro doesn't really leave as much room as he would have wanted him to have left. He's still all over the back of him here. DG's still in P1. There's a bit of a battle here between the Mercedes and the Haas. The Haas looks to me have a much better line of grip there. Did you see that? AKA Kev run a little bit wide. Yeah, there you go. See, the intermediates are definitely faster now. The intermediates set at 1:59.1 as we look now into Pouon. Oh, Hello had to back out of that one, so he didn't lose his front wing. And possibly even the front tyre, because AKA Kev did not want to yield at all there. And now we have Watson diving up the inside of the Haas on newer intermediates than Hello. Yeah, these inters look very, very impressive. I don't know whether the softs will be coming out towards the end of the race, perhaps. Yeah, look at that. AKA Kev's really struggling on those wets. I don't know whether he's got damage, perhaps, but yeah, he's really struggling. Maybe he's got damage, but still got a front wing, and both end plates are on. So, oh, as 11th Faro goes past DG there. Oh, we've got a bit of a tussle here actually going on. 11th Faro's in P1, then we have DG, but Zachy Boy may look at the outside of DG here. They're all on hards. They're all on wets. Try that again. And they're all very squirrely. And Watson, who's on 5 lap old inters, so he started on the inters, looks to be in the best position possible right now. Because all these drivers in front of him are on wets, and he's on the inters, which are a lot faster. So if he can keep up with the boys in P1, 2 and 3, he could be in a great position now. As AKA Kev does go into the pits. He's now on new inters. I don't know if that's a new front wing as well, but hopefully his pace will improve as well now. Watson's going to have a large amount of grip here. Look at that. Tries to go around the outside of Zachy Boy, but doesn't quite make it stick. But he will probably get him into the next set of corners, because grip's very crucial around Spa. It's crucial everywhere, but especially around Spa, because these corners, especially this one, if you haven't got the grip, you just run too wide, and you've got to slow down so much. This is the only real on-track battle at the minute, as people are trying to catch up with each other after the pit stops. But look at that. Watson just gains all that time on Zachy when he has to slam the brakes on so he doesn't go into the back of him. Lemons is retired. Is that a safety car? Yes, it is. So there we go. Those boys in P1, 2 and 3 have had a let-off here. They get to... Where's Lemons then? Lemons? Where's Lemons crashed? There it is. I think he's just retired there. Maybe he retired in the pits and then his car may have come out. That's probably what's happened there. These boys should all dive into the pits now for inters. Yeah, there we go. DG gets a 3-second penalty, which is not at all like him. Very, very persistent Tier 1 driver. Yep, they're all in. Zaki Boy is the only one. No, he is in now, sorry. 11th Faro is risking it on mediums here. Look at this. The first slick runner. There's 11th Faro, so we're actually going to watch him now. Because if he's all over the place. Maybe he thinks it might dry out enough during the safety car period, but this would be the interesting factor, is so whether he can get through Eau Rouge on his medium tyres, which he does. He lifts off a lot. It's a very, very big risk from the Ferrari driver here. Everyone else is on inters, which could, and especially now that everyone's going to bunch up during the safety car, it's a very, very big risk. And I don't know why he's decided to do this. Oh, sorry, I just pressed the brake there on the pedals. There he is, on those yellow strip mediums there. Interesting. It could pay off for him here, because mediums will go to the end, and he could obviously get some good times in as well if he can find the grip on the track. That's the only issue. Of course, the Juicy needs to catch up with the safety car, which I'd imagine he'll probably do after the following lap. So this lap, the safety car will stay out for one more lap at least. I'm amazed, to be honest, that 11th Faro has come out on the mediums in the rain. Maybe he's thinking it's going to dry up soon. He's spoken to Jeff, and Jeff says it's going to dry up soon. Maybe that's what it is. Obviously, we don't get that luxury, sat here in the commentary box. Yeah, there we go, see. The people that were in P1, 2 and 3 was 11th Faro, DG Rocket and Zaki Boy. They have all boxed and have come out 6, 7 and 8, so they near enough gained a lot. Well, they gained so much time due to the safety car happening. Yeah, I think the Juicy will catch up with the field before the straight, so we should be good to go. We'll check in with Watson, who is currently our race leader, who's stayed out on his inters from the beginning of the race. Him and Hello are on the inters from the beginning. Watson and Timo have pitted fairly recently for inters. They have managed to stay ahead of Hello, who for some where did he qualify on grid? Okay, so he's up 16, so he actually was last, and this has all helped him very much so, because he started P20 and now it's a P4, which is a great drive. He really got the strategy right in terms of coming onto the inters first, knowing that a couple of laps of the wets all running, that the water will just completely come off the track, and it'll start to get a bit drier, or not drier, but less standing water, which means the inters will definitely perform better. Just amazed that 11th Faro's come out on the medium compound. The rain is still coming down as well, so I don't know if he's just thinking it might drizzle to the end of the race. Obviously these guys have got the weather condition report from their engineers, of course, but it's just interesting. He's the only one that's risked it. Not some of the more professional, I say professional, more experienced, faster drivers. You know, the tier 1 drivers have thought, hang on a minute, yeah, why is he gone on mediums? Maybe I should do that as well. But it is literally just 11th Faro. So if he does get this, this would be incredible. Really ace the strategy if he does manage to do this. Doesn't seem to be an awful lot of standing water, not many puddles about, but it is still wet, and you can see the spray coming off of the McLaren there. So we are now, as a pack, everyone is all tightened up together, other than the Juicy is about 2 or 3 seconds off now. But he will catch up before the safety car decides whether to come in or stay out. So hopefully we will be racing once again. Everyone's okay, so the Juicy's actually had 3 stops here, so he's had a bit of damage, and he's also changed his tyres. He's the only one that's stopped 3 times. Of course, Hello and Watson have stopped no times, 0 times whatsoever, and the rest is sort of 1 or maybe 2 stops so far. Right, we look to get back underway. Everyone's here. We're ready to go racing again. Safety car in this lap. There we go. That's the message we all wanted to see. So the lobby is now open for the FL3X, the esports. So yeah, have a little look at that later on. This stream will probably finish before they do, so maybe hop on with them after you've finished with tier mixed here. But yeah, be sure to support the boys in the gold as they try and get as much heat into these tyres as they possibly can before the restart. It all is all up to Watson here as to whether he goes early or late. But I imagine as soon as he gets out of this hairpin, he is going to go as fast and as quickly as he can. Yeah, we are underway. And not a great start from Watson. Timo's right up alongside him. Already looking at a move into turn 1. He gets the inside line, but Watson is a couple of car lengths ahead. Levy Martins has had a bit of a problem. He gets rammed from behind by the Alfa Romeo. Sim is off. I think he's okay though. Watson gets past Timo. They're side by side, coming down the Hemel straight. Oh, almost loses there. Does Watson? Sorry, Watson and Watson are alongside each other. And Timo is 3 wide into the. Oh, there's a bit of contact between both Watson and Watson there, and there's another bit of contact after as Watson comes back on track and clatters into Timo. DG Rock has lost a fair few positions here, and there is a big crash. I think Levy Martins spun. Oh yes, there is a large amount of debris here, and that is the Alfa Romeo in the wall, so that could be another safety car. I hope not. Yeah, he's well and truly lodged in that tyre wall there. I think we might be, yeah, we're going green again now though, so that's not too bad. Sim gets a good overtake on Smith. I don't know if Smith's got damage, but Smith has dropped really a large amount of positions. 11th Faro is really struggling on those mediums, I think. Yeah, he's not liking those mediums at all, I don't think. So it was a bold strategy, but I don't think. Well, the rain has stopped now though. Well, it's very minimal now as well. So if he can keep up with maybe, oh, we have another spinner. Cop Kid Jack. There is the new tier mixed tier lead. So, like I said earlier, welcome to him. As we move now to a nice big train, DG's gained a few positions. Watson actually pits. Don't know if he got a bit of damage, maybe. Don't know, but he makes sure he gets a pit limiter. Oh, loads of people are pitting now. What are they going to pit onto? Are they going to pit onto mediums, perhaps, and follow 11th Faro? I do not know. Yes, we have one medium. DG's come onto mediums. Watson's come onto mediums. 11th Faro is, of course, staying on the mediums. I've got actually a couple running softs as well here. Might be a bold strategy for the softs. Everyone's come in now. Look at this from 11th Faro. Blitzes past AKA Kev. AKA Kev might be looking at trying to get him again now. He's in a slipstream. Doesn't use his ERS, which does surprise me because he could have probably got past 11th Faro there. Yeah, look at them all. They're all diving into the pits now. So 11th Faro was bold and he's decided, no, I'm going to go on mediums during the safety car. Struggled a little bit at the restart, but as soon as the track just got a bit drier. Oh, we have a Mercedes and a Peroxide in the Alpine. They've obviously come together there. VSC, which means anyone. I think the VSC will actually end before they get to the pit straight, which means they don't get any time off of their pit stops. I think everyone has actually. There's a couple still running on mediums. Cop Kid Jack, the Juicy, aka Kev, Hello and Timo are all still on the inters. They'll probably come in this lap, to be honest, because they're going to start losing a lot of time. Timo, if he's smart about it, will probably box as soon as he can, probably at the end of this lap, so he can try and minimise the amount of time he's going to lose. Obviously, everyone else might undercut him with the likes of Watson, DG here. Peroxide gets a 3-second penalty. Hello gets a 3-second penalty as well. We go green again. As yeah, both Hello and Timo come into the pits to get rid of those inters. So there we go. We got what we wanted, an interesting strategic race. 11th firing outlet will get P1, as he guessed it right. He is going to be in P1 with quite some margin as well, actually. About 12 seconds maybe. Oh no, sorry, Timo's coming out of the pit lane now, but Hello actually I think overtakes Timo there. Yes he does. Hello overtakes him in the pit lane. Ooh! And what Timo's already, he's actually gone, I think he actually went over the white line there at the pit lane. But 11th fire has a 5-second gap to Watson now in P2. And then Timo now has 2 seconds off to Watson. And Hello has decided to stay on inters, is he? Yeah, he has. Or is that just a bug? Maybe that's a bug. Let me try and reset this. No, he's still on inters. It's inters on the screen as well. He's the only one on inters. What has happened to Hello here? Oh my lord. There's a fair few cars behind him, to be fair. DG zooms past, Watson goes past. Zaki Boy looks round the outside and he gets that move done. Lovely move from Zaki Boy there. Hello drops down another place and another place. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Hello. I don't know whether he didn't change his tyre selection in the menu, but he stays on inters. Hello's really struggling now as all those cars get past him. Watson gains about 2 seconds there to 11th fire. He seems to be cruising. Purple second sector. Halfway through this race now, and it's already been as chaotic as ever. TRM always seems to be very chaotic though. Smith gets the 3-second penalty. Are those softs going to get to the end? That's the question I want to know. Because we've got quite a few people boxed on softs. As 11th fire actually is fastest there, but then Watson beats that time by 3 seconds. Yeah, a lot of people boxed. As yeah, Hello now comes in to hopefully change onto some new soft compounded tyres. As we have a yellow. Oh, and that is a Ferrari or Watson. Who at once was in P5, has now dropped right down to P8. DG actually has to defend there. That is interesting there, because DG, I think, was ahead of Zaki Boy. I think Zaki Boy did a dangerous dive into Rouge. Gets past Watson, maybe side by side with him. Yeah, I'm watching it. Oh no, it wasn't. DG just got a bit all out of shape. Zaki Boy stays ahead, of course. Charlie didn't finish. Where did he not finish? That must have been ages ago. He's only just left. Fair enough. As we now see Zaki Boy trying to chase down Timo as Levy Martins loses a place to Watson. Yellow's in oh, DG's DNF'd. Where has he lost it? That is the question. Oh, and that's Watson overtaken under yellow flags. DG's got a big hit into the wall. That is another safety car. Peroxide's retired from session as well now. Because Peroxide lost it on a Rouge. DG's DNF'd, of course, so that means a couple of people move up a place as they go past DG, who is well and truly stuck in the wall there. Surely everyone that's on mediums now will box with softs, maybe? Interesting, very interesting what's going to happen now. None of these drivers have boxed. As we see, Peroxide's car has already been removed, so we will not get to see what happened there. And here is the safety car. Yeah, everyone's boxing. I don't know what for though. AMG Chris comes in. He's on some old softs. He's going to put a new set of softs on. Yes, he has a brand new set of softs for everyone here now, because they've got 2 sets of softs for the weekend. So everyone's going to come onto softs. A new front wing for AMG Chris as well. So yeah, everyone's coming onto fresh softs. 11th fire, I don't know whether he should have come in. I really do not know. as we now see the grid reform with some lovely bright weather in Belgium now. The weather did very much change very quickly. It was absolutely just lashing it down at the beginning of the race, and now it is a lovely bright sunny weather. The track's lovely and dry. Just adds to the excitement when the weather does this sort of thing. I think the safety car will be out for at least another lap here, as we see like the Alpine and Chavis needs to catch up, as well as the little trainer Hello AMG Chris and Levy Martins there needs to catch up to the back of Sim. When I first started racing in F1ABEEZ and league racing in general, safety cars were always a worry for me, because you just don't know what the driver in front of you is going to do. Like whether they brake a little bit too much during a corner, and you just literally all you got to do is make a slight bit of contact with them, where you just lay on the brakes, and the game just gives you a 5-second penalty for a collision. And sometimes it can actually give the driver in front a penalty as well. So yeah, it's always an interesting one, especially for restarts, because when the person in P1 is really late on the restart, especially when we saw in Japan, I think last week, yeah, there was a big incident at safety car restart where P1 just didn't go until very, very late. Sim comes into the pits. I don't know if he has damage. No, he doesn't. I think he's coming onto a set of softs. He is. As Chavis also comes into the pits for a new set of softs. Chavis had an old set of softs on, come in, and he's now he had a new set of softs on, 0 laps, and then he's put on another set of softs. So I don't know what's happening there with Chavis, but I do not know. So for some reason I'm getting party invites. I don't know whether you guys see that or not, but oh dear. Just going to quickly put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't know whether you see it or not while you're on stream. I don't think you do, but this is going to be another very interesting. No, so you don't see it on stream. Yeah, so this is going to be another very interesting safety car restart, because there's about 6 laps to go. Sorry, a bit more than that, about 7 or 8 laps of racing to go. But everyone is on soft compound tyres, and the safety car will be in this lap, for sure. And everyone's on a different set of compounds, which means it's a completely different restart altogether. And yeah, look at this. Alex Brownie really aggressively getting some heat into those tyres, so long as he doesn't do a Grosjean and put it into a wall. When he's warming up those tyres. The softs are a lot easier to get temperature into, so the people that are on mediums will have to really, really get some temperature into them. The safety car is in this lap. Just trying to find the street for we're not going to see the stream because I can't find it, and we've got bigger things to worry about here. Oh, Zaki Boy tries going down the inside here of Timo before the line, as we see 11th Fire really holding everyone up. And Watson now has a good chance into turn 1, decides not to. MG Chris goes past a few as they come down into turn 1 as well. Ooh. Of course, Hello is on the mediums. Smith and DeJuicy is right alongside each other to come into a Rouge. Ooh, and that's a big crash there from Watson. Had remnants of the Formula 2 crash there. Horrible crash at such high speed. A very dangerous corner if you get it wrong, especially with it possibly a side by side there between Smith and DeJuicy as well. Yeah, a Rouge is a very dangerous part of the track because if you do get it wrong, as we have Smith, I think, Sim's been turned around at the Le Comte chicane. Yeah, a Rouge is a very dangerous part because if you do get it wrong, you hit the wall and you could actually ricochet back up onto the racing line. That's the most dangerous part of a Rouge. As we see, Timo really burning some ERS here to try and catch it with Faro. Zaki Boy's just behind. Energy Chris looks to have spun. Yes, he has. Oh, and he's spun again. He's now looking the right way. Sim, those softs will be very hot now. It could cause him to spin again. DeJuicy's lost the place to Smith, but they are side by side once more as they come now down into the bus stop chicane. DeJuicy's all over the back of Smith and he decides not to go for the move, but may look for a switchback here as he goes a bit wider and he comes back in. Those softs have just got a bit more grip than those mediums. But he will look now. DeJuicy's down the outside of Smith into turn 1. May or may not have not left enough room there as Alex Brownlee now tries to go against Smith, and there's a lot of movement at the back here. All of a sudden they've all crept up to each other. Smith is actually lost 2 positions there. Alex Brownlee and DeJuicy gets past him. DRS may be enabled here. I'm just going to quickly... No, I'm not going to check the race directory because now they're side by side. Smith and Alex Brownlee are side by side going into the comms. Alex Brownlee has got the advantage, but he's on the outside line. Lovely move there from Alex Brownlee. Teammate gets a 3-second penalty. So I don't know what that means in terms of him and 11th Faro. They're both on 3 seconds, but Zaki Boy is in a great position because he is only about 3 tenths off of P2 and he's got no penalties whatsoever. Travis is over the back of the hat here as well. There's quite a few little battles going on now. Alex Brownlee is now 2 tenths behind DeJuicy. Trying to look at these intervals now. Look at these deltas to see if any moves are going to happen. Alex Brownlee loses a little bit of time, but DeJuicy runs a little bit wide. Of course, pretty much everyone now is on softs other than a few, which are the P1, 2 and 3. Who stayed out for track position on mediums. Very rare you see a hard compound tyre at Spa. Very rare. And Levy Martins gets up the inside of Smith, but Smith now looks to make a move. I'm so confused what's going on. Levy Martins gets past Smith. Stays ahead. Smith a little lock up there. Chris sets a 1:45.5, fastest lap of the race on the softs from McLaren. Oh dear! Copkid Jack manages to save it. He's now in P8. DRS has been enabled because he's now wide open here, which could be interesting for Timo and 11th Faro. Of course, Timo does not get DRS because he is P1. So 11th Faro now has the chance to get past Timo with the assistance. Hello's all over the back of Travis. Travis does make that move on Hello. Travis is on the softs and Hello's on the mediums. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea for Hello to actually go to the softs like everyone else. He would have lost maybe 1 or 2 positions, but at least he would have been on the softs fighting with everyone else. What else is happening? Levy Martin's about 6 tenths off of DeJuicy. And Zaki Boy is about 5 tenths making it actually shorter to 4 tenths in certain corners. And Levy Martins gets past the Juicy because the Juicy spun, and I think he's lost the front wing. Yes, he has. Oh dear, and that front wing is right in the middle of the track in sectors 2 and 3. And he is all over the place, the Juicy there. With no front wing, it's very hard to keep that car on the track. We've still green though, so there's no safety cars. We see Smith and Cop Kid Jack. Ooh. He gets the inside line, lovely move round the inside from Smith, but I can't speak, but Smith gains some position back on Cop Kid Jack as he has to slow right down to try and make that apex. But a lovely switchback maybe here from Cop Kid, can get that position back. No, not quite. Sims up into 12th, up into 11th now as AKA Kev comes into the pits. Timo's actually managed to gap the Ferrari so he doesn't get DRS, but Watson is all over the back of Zaki Boy looking for a move into the comms, but he backs out of that decision. Maybe a fake move to try and put Zaki Boy under pressure and get him to make his line incorrect and force him wide into the next set corners. And now 4 tenths is the gap between a few drivers now. Zaki Boy still has no penalties, which is very, very good indeed. Just needs to use a bit more ERS to keep up with 11th Faro, but 11th Faro has saved a lot of ERS, so he needs to try and bridge the gap between him and the Williams in P3 to try and keep that position. I don't know how many warnings Zaki Boy is on. Unfortunately, I don't get to see that unless I go into the race directory, which I'm not going to now, so late in the race. As we see, the Juicy gets a 30-second penalty. The race is pretty much over for the Juicy now, unfortunately. As you see, MG Chris all over the back of the Hello, which is on the mediums, whereas Chris is on the softs. 1/10 in it, and here comes Watson on Zaki Boy. Left just enough room. And Watson has the DRS over Zaki Boy as well after the protection zone, where I've just accidentally tabbed. There we go. Yeah, Watson makes the move, but Zaki was all over him and will get the DRS for the Hemel Straight. Up into the Rouge, here comes Zach. DRS open now. Will he be able to make that time up before Lecomte's chicane? I don't think he will. Maybe on the next lap. Energy Chris is now using that DRS to his advantage as well. Gaining on Hello, breezes past him. Really, really easy move for AMG Chris there. Into the, well, he was already in the points, but drops Hello into a possible only 1 point here. As Sim can maybe look at trying to gain some time on Hello to take that last points place. Zaki Boy is still all over the back of Watson. Really wants that move, but Watson's obviously on the softs, so gets to stay ahead for now. But Zaki Boy's really burning some ERS to keep up with Watson to get the DRS. Oh, we have a spin. Is that Chavez? Yes, it is. Has he lost a front wing? No, I don't think he has, but he has lost an end plate, I believe. I think he might be lagging a little bit there, actually, Chavez there. Anyway, moving back to Zaki Boy, who, once I said again, is using his ERS just to keep in the distance there for this lap, for this next DRS, which will be down the main straight. Watson doesn't get any DRS on 11th Faro, I don't think, because he's about a second behind. Yeah, so he doesn't get DRS, but Zaki Boy does, which means he will close the gap to Watson, as there is another problem, as actually Travis is all over the back of Watson. Sorry, all over the back of Alex. They are both, I think, all over the place, to be honest. Yeah, and Travis has got damage as he comes into the pits. Watson's left, but that is, I think, someone that's decided to box. As now Zaki Boy gets the DRS on Watson, but has lost some time somewhere, so he doesn't get to make that move happen yet. But Levy Martins might actually make a move on Zaki. Sorry, excuse me, I had to sneeze there, so I had to quickly mute the mic so you didn't get a sneeze down the mic, but This is interesting now because P3, 4 and 5 are very, very close together. Of course, Levy Martins, who we're spectating now, has got, I believe, a 3-second penalty. Yeah, which would put him still in P5 if he gets past Zaki Boy, which he looks to do here. Fakes the left, then goes right inside of this corner. Oh, he does make contact with Zaki Boy. Zaki Boy doesn't leave much space there for Levy Martins. We've got another spinner. De Giusi has spun off in the comps chicane. We're going to go back to this little battle, which could get fiery towards the end of this race. 2 or 3 laps to go now. Levy Martins did very well actually there to keep it on track after that little bit of contact between him and Zaki. Looking now into the bus stop chicane, but he backs out of it, trying to get Zaki Boy to lose that line into that chicane, but Zaki keeps the line very well indeed. Okay, so now it's a fair fight for the lead. It's 1, 2 and 3 have 3-second penalties. Watson needs to try and get away from Zaki Boy here as Zaki Boy's fighting with Levy Martins, because otherwise Watson will lose that position to Zaki Boy, because Zaki Boy is only about a second away from Watson. And Zaki Boy actually keeps the DRS on Watson, which means he will gain that time back up once again. How much ERS has Watson got? Not a lot. Not the greatest of ERS management there from Watson. As we have another problem. I think that might be Chavis. Him and De Giusi are really going at it in P13 and 14. As Smith gets past Hello on the straight in towards the comps. Hello may or may not have tried looking down the inside there, but nothing in it here. Might maybe look for an inside move here. No. Nothing there for him, unfortunately. Zaki is still at the... Watson has actually managed to just about get out the DRS of Levy Martins. Which means he won't get any DRS, which means he's got about a lap to try and get one... Oh no, Levy Martins has got penalties now as well. So Levy Martins will lose P4 to Zaki Boy, and Zaki might even get P3 here. What's that, 1.2, 2. Yeah, so he's possible P3 here for Zaki Boy. The Juicy's actually gone into the pits again here. I'm not quite sure why. As Timo comes across the line, almost Aaron, almost. Comes across the line now to go on his last lap of this race. He's got about 9% ERS left. Of course, he gains a bit there as he goes into turn 1. The Juicy gets another 5 seconds of corner cutting. So 22 seconds for the Juicy now. Zaki Boy might even make a move here on the Hemwell straight. And we have another yellow. That is Alex Brownie, I think, spun at the bus stop. Yes, he has. We're going to go back to Zaki Boy, who now has DRS on Levy Martins. Levy Martins trying to break the slipstream. Makes the move. Zaki Boy gets up into P4. No really much point in Levy trying to fight that really because of those 3 seconds worth of penalties. Just got to try and stay with Zaki now to hope that Zaki perhaps runs wide somewhere and gets the 3 seconds himself, and then it'll all be fair game. Chavis sets the fastest lap at 1:45.0. Very good from Chavis, setting the fastest lap. Maybe that's giving him a little win from this race. Levy Martins might even look at another move on Zaki Boy here, but it's going to be very, very late. If he does make it, of course. So Zaki Boy is 1.6 seconds behind Watson. 11th Faro has gapped Zaki Boy enough here now, so Zaki Boy could possibly get a P3 finish here. That would be good, very, very good for him, as Timo comes around the last corner to take pole. What am I on about? He gets P1, I believe. So on Zaki Boy. Oh, and we have Watson hit the wall there. Zaki Boy comes across the line into P2. Timo gets P1, Zaki Boy P2, P3 is Watson, 11th Faro is P4, Levy Martins P5, Cop Kid Jack, who is of course making his little debut here, P6, P7 is MG Chris, P8 is Hello, P9 is Sim, so he gets into the points, P10 is Smith, P11 is Alex Brownie. P12 is aka Kev. P13 is Travis Cool, who's still not quite yet got to the finish. He will eventually, of course. Take it nice and steady. He's on controller by the look of it. Travis now crosses the line, gets P13 with the fastest lap of this race, I believe. Yes, it is. He actually goes fastest by 5 tenths there. Very nice, and yeah, 5 tenths. Basically 4 actually, and actually De Juicy does set a 1:45.1, so about 1 tenth faster than De Juicy. But yeah, not bad at all from Travis. As De Juicy comes into the bus stop chicane, he got 60% ERS because of how many times he's pitted, of course. But of course, didn't pay off for him today. P14 for De Juicy, and he crosses the line there. So very good indeed, very good race. Interesting, of course, with that strategy change. We will now get a quick photo for Stewards Inbox to help the stewards on Wednesday evening. As we see Timo win there in the Red Bull. Very strong ride from Zaki Boy as well. Gets P2 because he got no penalties around Spa today. Right, we've got that one. We'll now just quickly go down. Wait for the penalties to be removed. There we go. Use photo. Okie dokie. So that is the end of the start of this weekend. So there we have it. Oh, there we go. The race director is quite interesting there for De Juicy. Started on the wets, went on to another wet set, and then onto inters, and then onto inters again, onto mediums, softs. So fair few pit stops for him, and quite a few for Cop Kid Jack actually, who managed to stay in P6 after stopping 4 times. Very impressive. Good race pace from him there. That means, yeah. So that is the end of tier mixed. Of course, Friday is the turn for tier 1 drivers. Saturday is tier 2 and 3. All racing around Belgium, of course. Tier 4 on Sunday, tier hybrid on Monday, and then we have the return of Formula 2 ABEEZ on Tuesday. I will be perhaps maybe hosting that lobby, so if you do want to drive, make sure you head over to the Formula 2 server and make sure you join up, so me and Smithy can get you into racing for Formula 2 ABEEZ. So, as always, it's been Azza. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.